So, on the last video, I showed you how to purchase a domain and connect it with a hosting company so you could uh, create your own WordPress website. Today, what I'm going to show is a few more plugins that you could add to your website and also how to connect your website to a Google Analytics so you can measure how much traffic or uh, how people use your website. So lastly, I'm going to show how to customize your WordPress theme, just the basics, and talk about the widgets. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to show you is a website called Manage WP. And we're going to download a plugin that'll go into your website, or you could also just connect directly to your website from this website. And what this website does is you could keep all of your websites in one place and be able to keep them updated regularly. So, for example, right here, it shows all the themes and plugins that need to be updated. And it's really important to make sure that your plugins and themes are up to date regularly, or else there's going to be some problems eventually. I don't know, it's just it's the best way to keep everything updated. And when you keep adding more and more websites, it gets a little annoying and time consuming to go to each individual website and making sure they're all updated. So I definitely recommend this website. It's called Manage WP, and it's free to use. There are some premium features that are on this website, but even just using it for free, it's definitely worth checking out. So I'm just going to update some of these plugins. It's actually been a while, so some other things you can do as well is back up your website, and you got to pay for it to do it. I think regularly. I'm also going to show you another plugin which I primarily use to back up your website, but we'll do that in a little bit. You can check your website security to make sure you don't have any malware or anything on your website. You can check the performance and speed, and it'll give you a kind of like a sheet telling you like the percentage, and it'll rate how fast your website is, and it'll give you some tips or the locations of what's slowing down your website. So it's really important to eventually add a cache to your website, and that's another web or plugin I could show you. And yeah, so right now I'm going to add this new website that I have been setting up. So all you got to do is, after you create an account, just type in the homepage or the domain that you purchased. So and then it's a good idea to remember what your username and password was. Okay, just had to go and find out my password again for my WordPress website. So just put in the username and password that you use to log into your WordPress dashboard. And then by doing this, you shouldn't need to download the zip file, and it should automatically add the plugin into your WordPress website. So we've installed our worker plugin on your website automatically. So cool. Now it's going to show our website on the dashboard. Where is it? There it is. So we'll just add this up here and set up a backup. So just activate the backup. And yeah, here's a free backup version, which is what we're going to use. But if you chose to, you could always use the premium. But again, I'm going to show you the plugin that I use, and it's free, and it just downloads a backup of your website that you're able to put into a certain file on your computer. So from here, you can go straight to your WordPress website just by clicking on this W. So it'll log into your WordPress dashboard. So that's a quick way, especially if you're going to be switching in between different websites. So it's a lot quicker, especially if you don't keep your username and passwords logged in through your browser, which isn't really a smart thing to do, just security wise. So let's check the plugins, and it should be showing the worker plugin. Cool. So whenever you want, just come to this website, and if you ever need an update, it should allow you to just click this update button, and it'll update your plugins and themes. Sometimes it won't be able to update, and all you got to do is just go to the actual website and then manually update them. But for the most part, it catches most of the plugins and themes and is able to update them. So yeah, so this is one plugin you should check out, Manage WP. I'll include a link. So it's just been really helpful for me as a plugin to use. So let's see what other plugins we should use. Kismet, this is good for spam, contact form, so people can contact you or send you a message to your email. Jetpack, this does a few different things. Like it could speed up your website a little bit, help with spam. So these things you do have to, like Jetpack, Kismet, you do have to create an account with these individually. So that doesn't take long, but just because it's activated doesn't mean it's actually working. For example, let's go to the settings. Yeah, it says right here, I have to log in or sign up, and then they'll give you a API key that you'll copy and paste into here. So the plugin, this is Actually, I'm gonna deactivate that because that's kind of annoying, and I don't feel like creating an account at this moment. So I'll just deactivate this, and then I'll set it up later, along with all the other accounts I have to create an account with, or all the other plugins. Okay, so what was I going to look up? Oh yeah, um, the backup plugin that I use is Updraft Plus, and sometimes when you're searching for like a plugin or a theme, you have to make sure it's spelled correctly. They don't have any suggestions if you like misspelled something. So yeah, just make sure you have this spelt with no space in between. But this is the plugin that I use. It has over 1 million plus installs, and it's compatible with this WordPress version theme, and has this many reviews and a 5-star rating. So this is a really good plugin that actually everybody should have on their website, because you need to back up your website or else something could happen. Someone could crash it, or someone even got in and decided to delete everything on your WordPress website. That could set you back. It could take all the work that you've done and set you back really far, and it's really annoying. And yeah, you don't want to be in that position. So just make sure you have some sort of backup of your website. And what's cool about this app is you could set it to so you could have a backup run automatically every 24 hours, or you could do it a few times every day if you're updating your website consistently. So go to the settings, and you just even back it up right away. And it'll just back up and should show up here, files. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I usually have it set so it backups into my Dropbox account. So you could go to settings, and you could choose where it's going to be uploaded and stored in. So usually I use the Dropbox, and then you just have to connect it with your Dropbox account. And up here, you could schedule how many backups you're going to have. So you could do every 4 hours, 8 hours, 12, daily, weekly. So this is probably the best plugin that I've found so far, just because it's simple to use and it's pretty reliable. So that's a good backup plugin. Another one you might want to check out, especially if you're adding a lot of images to your website, is WP Smush. You might have to download it from outside. So yeah, this is the one. So if you add a lot of images to your website, what you should be doing is optimizing the files. And you don't want to have a file that is too large because that slows down the load time. And depending on what sort of internet connection that the visitor has, it could take a long time to load a page. So they might just end up exiting and not even checking out the page just because it's taking so long to load. So you want to make sure that all your images are optimized, and it's a lot better to do it manually. Um, but if you're downloading like a couple hundred images, it would take forever to manually optimize every single image. So this is a good plugin just to speed up the process. And so we downloaded it here. And in order to add a plugin without downloading it directly from your WordPress dashboard, you could upload the plugin by clicking up here. And all you got to do is just drag and drop the plugin that you downloaded into the file, and click install now. And then you could activate the plugin or leave it deactivated. So anytime that you upload an image, what you could do from the media library, or if you're creating a post or page, you could add images on there. So every time you do that, this Smush plugin should optimize it to some extent. So it'll be better than as if you didn't try to optimize it at all. And let's see what else is a good plugin. SumoMe. This is a good plugin for if you're trying to share. It gives you share buttons, so when people visit your page, they could share on their Facebook or Twitter profiles with their friends. So that helps bring more traffic to your website. And yeah, this is all these are free plugins, but most plugins they do have premium versions. So when your website starts getting more traffic and popularity, you might want to consider upgrading these plugins. But for now, all these plugins are good for the most basic form. Yeah, so these are all the plugins I could think of right now to add. Again, you don't want to add too many plugins. You just want to add whatever you feel is necessary for your website to give it functionality and keep it running smoothly. So again, make sure you pick quality plugins. You don't want to just pick something that does something cool, but it dramatically slows down your website. You want your plugins to have clean code and to be updated and all that other stuff. So next, what we're going to do is connect this website to a Google Analytics account. All right. So when you get to the Google Analytics, you want to make sure you have an account, or if you don't, just go ahead and create one. And then you want to log in to your analytics, and to add a new website, just come over to this admin panel, click on this account section right here, and click on create a new account. Then just fill in all the information for your website. So just going to put in all the information for this website right here. And once you have everything filled out, you want to get the tracking ID number, read through all the terms and services, and then click agree. Now, right here, they're given the code. So click on this and copy it, and we're going to put this into the code on this website. So it's really simple. All you got to do is go back to the dashboard and go to the appearance and editor right here. And then look for the theme header. You're going to want to click on this. And then generally you want to put this into the head. So if you understand HTML at all, there's certain sections that your code split up into. Just go over quickly. There's the head right here. So this is one section, and then here's a body section, and that'll probably go down for a while. So what we're trying to do is paste this code into the head section, and to tell where the end is there's this little slash mark right here. I think that's what it's called, but the beginning will say head, and then there'll be a little dash, which would be the closing head. So we're going to want to paste our code right above this closing head section right here. So go paste the script, and what you want to do is you could place the universal or this code onto every web page that you want to track. With the SumoMe plugin that we have downloaded, there is a Google Analytics section where you could put in your tracking ID into it. So that's another way of adding Google Analytics to your website, but this is the simplest way. So again, what you need to do is after you fill out that form, create or copy this script, and then go to appearance, editor, and look for the theme, the header, and just paste it into the right above the closing of the head section. And when you're finished with that, save update file. And now your Google Analytics is connected to your website. So to check your website, right here, it'll give you all the metrics. Just click on the reporting. And right here, it'll tell you the sessions, kind of like in a timeline area of how many users visited your website. So you can check how whether or not your traffic's growing, shrinking, or remaining the same. So you could check however long you want by the month, week, or day. So again, this is your session. It pretty much tells you the same information up here. The users, how many people are visiting your website. The difference between users and sessions is each user is basically one person visiting your website, and sessions is each visit to your website. So one user could have 10 sessions to your website. So yeah, that's the difference between those two. And page views is how many views on a certain page. And yeah, there's a lot of different metrics. So you could check where people are visiting from, how long they stay on your website, and all that good stuff. So if you want, you could create your own dashboard, and what that does is you can just further customize your Google Analytics. You can add all the widgets that you want. So you can do things like check how many sessions that you've been getting. So and this is just an example. There's really there's no data just because we set this up right now, but you check all the metrics. Just read through this. Anything that you feel like you want to know about your website, you could create your own dashboard. So you could just measure whatever it is that you're looking for: bounce rates, sessions, session duration, how many people, the total traffic that's visiting your website. So just because we just created this dashboard, it's not going to show any information. So for right now, you can just check the reporting main page, but yeah, you can also create your own dashboard, and that'll just help you be able to check the traffic and measure things more easily for your website, and uh, check out the best way to optimize your website, because generally the ultimate goal is to get as much traffic and people to your website as possible. So Google Analytics is an essential for every website, just because you need to know how many people are actually getting to your website. Even if it's not that much, it's still good information to know. So that's how you connect your website to Google Analytics. And the last thing I'm going to show is how to customize your website. Just a theme, like the looks of it. And all you got to do is go to this, the home or website preview for your website, and click customize. And from here, there's a few things depending on what kind of theme that you choose for your website. It's going to give you different options on how much customization you could have on this page. Again, each theme is different. Some themes even don't include this section, and you customize the website in other ways. But for the most part, you could choose the logo, change the widgets around, and general like color theme of your website from this customization point. So I'm going to go ahead and add a logo. And that plugin that we downloaded is optimizing the image that we just uploaded to our WordPress. And you can also edit, so you can make your image bigger or smaller to a certain degree. But for now, this should be good. Just center it up a little bit. And there's our logo. And you can change the tagline. The tagline is going to show up on the top right here. So even if you don't want a tagline, you can just remove that. Select the icon image, which is going to be this little picture right here. And especially for this icon image, you want to make sure that it's a PNG or a transparent image, just because like right here, you don't want like little white mark tracing around or anything like that. So click crop, should be set. There it is. So you can see it's the image that we uploaded. And go back, change the colors around. So the background theme. Just go ahead and you can mess around with all the different colors. Just see what you're able to change in whatever theme that you chose. And this is, again, probably one of the more basic themes. So this is like for blogs primarily, so they don't add too much customization. If you wanted to customize using this theme, you would probably create a child theme and use like HTML and CSS to make small changes. So again, it would probably be easier if you want to customize more to use a different theme than the default one that we're using. So those were the colors. You could add a header up here. Let's see. Just gonna use this just to see what the header looks like. Depending on the website, you might not even want a header, but I'm just gonna go ahead, add this in, see what it looks like. There it is. Doesn't look too bad. Background image, if you want it to change, the image instead of a color. I think we would have to make this transparent. So do the page color, and to make something transparent, it's not allowed to do that on this theme, but sometimes you could just drag. There'll be like another bar, I guess, right here, and that'll be like the transparency. But yeah, you can see the image is behind the page color. So yeah, you'd probably have to tweak around a little bit. Check the menus. So this is the menu that we set up in the last video. So if we take it away, and so yeah, this theme, it's offering a social links menu. So you could also create a menu that will link to your Facebook or Twitter if you have certain pages or profiles for your website. You could go ahead and add another menu. Generally, it'll pop up like somewhere around up here. And then the widgets, which is kind of like little functions that will be added into like the sidebar or a footer bar that'll be at the bottom of the page. So go to the sidebar right here, and the first thing you should do for any customization for especially widgets is, if you don't want everyone to have access to your WordPress dashboard, you'll want to get rid of this meta section right here. So I'm just going to remove that section, and all these are widgets right here, and it shows on the side. So anything I don't think that I want to my visitors to see, I'll just go ahead and remove them. There we go. And you can add widgets just by clicking this. And you have tag clouds. So if you add tags to your post, there'll be like a little cloud of text right here linking to all your posts with that specific tag. And arbitrary text, this is, you can put in HTML codes, or if you get a code for if you have an email list, you could put it in here. So you could collect emails in your sidebar right here. A lot of websites do that to get people to sign up for their newsletter, or they'll have a sign up for their header up here. So depending again on the theme, you could do different things. But yeah, you could type in anything right here. Gonna add a title. And content bottom. I think this might be the footer. I'm not sure. Yeah, there it is. So for this theme, they have footer sections on the bottom. So these will show at the very bottom of the page. So you could add the archives. Usually see those down at the bottom. I think they have 2 sections. So this should show up on the right side. Let's see. There we go. So this is the sidebar and this is the footer sections. So there's 2 footer sections in here. And depending on certain plugins that you add, some of them might add more widgets that you could put into your website, and different themes also add different widgets that you could add to your website. And from here, you can set back to whether you want your page to be static or how we have it set. So, which is we created our own homepage. By default, your website will show your latest post like this, but I prefer using a static page just because it gives it more customization. And then I created a blog page which shows all my latest posts. So, all right. And lastly, this theme offers a CSS section. So you could customize certain areas of your page. If you could find out what the name of certain sections of your website is, then you could use some CSS to maybe change the color or the font, maybe move certain sections around. Like if I found out what this logo is being called, I could maybe add it to the center or move it around. So if you know CSS and HTML, that's just another thing that can help further customize your WordPress website. And lastly, what you want to make sure is after you finish customizing your website how it is, just make sure you click save and publish. If you exit out of the screen, all the changes that you made won't show. So it says it was saved. And it's what our website looks like now. And yeah, so I think that'll be it for today. To show some plugins that I use and how to connect to a Google Analytics account, which is really important for collecting information on your traffic to your website. See what kind of people are visiting, where from, how many, and all that good stuff. So, and also lastly, we learned how to customize the website. And yeah, so from here, you could further customize it and keep playing around with your WordPress website. Make sure make any serious changes to back up your website with this plugin that we have, Updraft Plus. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.